Wow, shocker. Oscar Valdez out of Eddie Reynoso and Canelo's gym allowed to fight despite positive A and B samples of a banned substance. Wow. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Throw a like on the video. Let's jump right into it. So after deliberation, you guys see ESPN sources, the Pascual Athletic Commission in Arizona rules that Oscar Valdez can proceed with the scheduled September 10th fight versus Robson Cancion, despite a positive A and B samples testing positive for the banned substance phentermine. Full story coming soon. Wow. So they're saying that this can go through. The commission have decided to ignore the VADA guidelines and adhere to the WADA rules instead. Why have the VADA testing in the first place, one might ask. And ESPN is dead on the money, right? ESPN, when reached out to by ESPN, the Pascual Tribe Athletic Commissioner Ernie Gallardo declined to explain his decision to allow Oscar Valdez Robson Cancion fight to proceed despite the presence of a banned substance, phentermine, in Valdez's system. He sent follow-up calls to voicemail. So he's not answering the phone. He's not worried about explaining it. Clearly some kind of backdoor deal. This is a new precedent in boxing where we're going to allow people, you see right there, Oscar Valdez A and B sample tests show positive for a prohibited central nervous system stimulant, phentermine, right? And now he's not responding to calls. Listen, this fight, Oscar Valdez is a champion. He really should be stripped and removed of his title because he failed a drug test. There was something in his system that wasn't supposed to or allowed by the own rules to be in his system. The fight was a WBC sanctioned fight under the VADA clean boxing program. So look, it tells you, this is the WBC's own website. It says the WBC was the first to institute mandatory anti-doping tests. Today, the dream of the president, the initial president, becomes that blah, blah, blah. Joint efforts between the WBC and VADA anti-doping agency. So why, if when the fighters sign up for a fight, it's under VADA and you teamed up with VADA, why would you be in accordance to the WADA guidelines that they differentiate? This is a banned substance, but only in competition. How is a training camp for a fight not considered in competition either? So that seems like a way for people to treat. Per the WBC's own rules, the WBC VADA program is ambitious. Its main objective, apart from testing, is to educate athletes about the danger and disadvantage that doping may cause. In addition to those penalties of testing positive for prohibited substances, you see right there, it says inside or outside of competition. VADA does not differentiate, but since this is someone coming out of Canelo's gym, and I guess he's a champion and people like him, they, I guess, bent the rules. This is crazy. This is crazy. So you tested positive for phentermine, both your A and B sample, and then they say it's up to the commission, and then the commission says you could still fight. Tell you what, I am a man of my word. We are doing the Oscar Valdez Robson blackout on the channel. Do not come to my channel for any breakdowns of the fight. I will not be watching the fight. I am not going to tune into ESPN for the fight. I will not have any post-fight commentary for the fight. We got to, as boxing fans, the people who really want a clean sport and fair rules enforced all across the board, we got to really stand up. And I think the time is now and draw that line in the sand. This is crazy. This is a WBC VADA program, but they went with WADA rules, which differ, and they try to let him off on a technicality. And they said it's herbal tea. So whatever they did, whoever they paid or whatever the situation, it's a bad look. Phentermine, they says it can suppress your appetite, promotes weight loss. Previously, Oscar Valdez, in the last division, featherweight, said, I was going through hell just trying to make weight. So this didn't age well. He talking about how he struggled to make weight, and then years later you test positive for something that suppresses your appetite and assists in making weight, which is actually an enhancing drug. I will not be watching this fight. Do not come to my channel for this fight. Now, the crazy thing is, this is the athletic commission, the same athletic commission that okayed and greenlit the fight. Section F says, if the drug test indicates the presence within the athlete of a controlled substance for which the athlete does not have a valid prescription, or if the athlete refuses to submit the test, the commission shall suspend or revoke the license of the athlete or impose a fine upon the athlete. The athlete shall serve a suspension. Number 1, any athlete that was declared the winner of the bout shall be disqualified, and the decision shall be changed to DQ. But this is before the fight, which makes it actually a bit different. They have an opportunity to prevent this fight from going through, but the commission went against their own rules. WADA, WBC under WADA protocol went against their own clean boxing program. This is crazy. And now they're going to just blame it. WBC is going to conveniently blame it on the commission and yada, yada, yada. So they clearly pulled some strings. It said the result of the contest should be changed if the contestant who was suspended lost the contest. If the laboratory test proved to be negative or inclusive, no action shall be taken. But that's not the case. He tested positive for his A and B sample. So more foul play in boxing. This is what makes the sport hard for people who are lifelong fans to tolerate, because it's always behind the scenes politics and business that put a black eye on the sport. First of all, this is a title defense. This man shouldn't be a champion. There's now an asterisk on previous performances, like his incredible knockout over Miguel Berchelt, because you tested positive. Just because you tested positive with trace elements of one thing does not mean you weren't using other things, and that's all that they caught. So this is rather shocking. I don't typically get shocked in boxing, but you've seen Valdez fail an A sample, and then they opened the B sample, and it said right here that this was jeopardizing it. But now they went against their own rules. We're doing the blackout. Listen, enough is enough. Top Rank, enjoy this fight. ESPN, enjoy this fight. I'm not watching this. I have no desire to see this. If we're not watching fights on an even playing field, I don't care what the excuse is and this and that. Ignorance is no excuse. Like, you can't go and, like, you just moved to New York and you're from California like myself, and you on the freeway driving at any speed, and then when you get pulled over by a police, say, oh, I didn't know the speed limit was different than in Cali. I mean, ignorance is no excuse. You can't be ignorant to the law. Oh, I didn't know I could stab somebody. I didn't know that would be a problem. You know what I mean? You can't just... So an athlete is responsible for what's in their system. To me, this fight is now tainted. And, shout out to ESPN. They did a good job. They reached out to the dude. He don't got nothing to say. I mean, this is insane. This is pure insanity. Now, we've seen similar situations in foul play where Eddie Hearn had some fighters. Julio Cesar Chavez, he avoided the drug test, which is in its own right, its own thing. But he just didn't submit a test. And then they were looking to ban him, and they later did, and that's why he's fighting in Mexico, right? But he just didn't submit. Oscar submitted his test and tested positive for phentermine, which is banned on the ban list. Now they're going with a different set of rules from that they're not supposed to be under. You know, it says the WBC VADA program, not the WBC WADA program. So how does he get the rules bent? And it reminds me of Canelo when he failed a drug test, and then years later, there you had other Mexican fighters that had failed the drug test in short order, like Ray Vargas, Canelo, Julio Cesar Martinez, Francisco Vargas, etc. And they had clenbuterol, and then the WBC bumped up how much clenbuterol you can have in your system. So it's like, what's the point of testing in boxing if people can just talk their way out of it and still be able to fight and get that paycheck? And there's no stringent punishment. You don't get stripped. You're just allowed to fail, right? Wilder talked about this. Wilder was right. He said there's a lot of cheating going on in boxing. People don't want to talk about it. They might talk about it for a week, but then they allow it. and then he ended up getting bad reception or whatever and got cut off. This is what Wilder was talking about. Very, very surprising stuff. I won't be watching this fight. I have zero interest in watching the fight. The fight is forever tainted. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you're with me in the comment section, put hashtag blackout. I'm blacking out this fight. I'll make sure I'll take a walk around the block before I watch this fight. Hashtag blackout in the comment section. It's up.